Excuse me, I'm talking. As always, please ignore my cat because he does not shut up, and so I'm going to ignore him. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Cassidy. If it's not, thanks for always tuning into my videos. I literally just changed shirts, so you would think it's a brand new day, but it's not. The last video you just saw, I'm filming this right after. Today we're going to go over some recent books that I've hauled. There's no definitive timeline on this. I'm probably missing some. These are the books I've gotten like the last couple months. Probably less than that. Probably the last month. And I feel like I haven't really talked about that much. So let's just start. Let's get into it. Forewarning, I go into my books kind of blind, so I don't know a lot about these books. So I tried my best, but here we go. I'm going to try and be fast on this because we do not need a 20-minute haul video, which it probably will become. These are also in no order, so we have The Nature of Witches, which is about these witches who have powers over nature, elemental powers, and then our one main character has the rare magic of every season, and I think that like the weather is kind of dying, like climate change, etc. So this happens in like every single season and she has to try and save the world. That's what I think. Elemental sounds cool. I really want to get to it. A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This is a dark academia set in a school. Our main character went to this school, but her girlfriend died, so she took a year off and now she's back at the school. And it seems like the past is coming back around, and also I know that there is some magic in the school. It's just not talked about openly, and it's more like a dark secret. There we go. Another one. I'm on a roll. The Prince of Thorns, which I'm still mad about because I just wanted the regular paperback and all I can get is the trade paperback. I ordered this online, took like 6 weeks to get to me. I ordered it literally just because I thought it was the regular paperback, and when it came it was still the trade paperback. So very angry about this. Mark Lawrence, if you ever see this video, can you please release regular sized paperbacks in Canada? Thank you. Thank you very much. I hate these things. Prince of Thorns, I literally know nothing about. It's a grimdark fantasy. Sounds delicious. Sounds like there's gonna be murder, intrigue. Our protagonist sees his mother and brother die, and then by the time he's 13, he's the leader of a By the time he was 13, he is the leader of a band of bloodthirsty thugs. By 15, he tends to be king. So there we go. I think we follow 2 POVs. Doesn't have chapter titles. Oh, map. That's another one. Oh, from there, I read Throne of Glass recently and went out and bought. Am I even in focus? I don't think I was focused this entire time. I'm really sorry. After I read Throne of Glass, I went out and bought more. They didn't have every single book, but I bought a lot of them. And Crown of Midnight is also missing from here because I read it recently, and these are unread. If you don't know what Throne of Glass is, what rock are you living underneath? We follow Selena Sardothian, who is competes for her freedom to be the king's assassin. After she wins a competition, she'll be the king's assassin. After 3 years of service, she gets to go free. Before this, she was a prisoner. And it's really a love story, and it's guilty, and I love it. Good guilty pleasure. I'm really not selling books today. I am just telling you that I own them, and then I'm excited to read them. I don't have energy, and I'm not trying to fake it. Oh, this is my most recent one. The Rune of Kings. I have no clue what this is about. No freaking clue. But I was watching Jade and Pris sprint, and Jade read 30 pages of this and said, guys, this is a 5-star read. Like, I know it. And she gave it 5 stars at the end. And I said, I gotta get it. Like, that was it. There was nothing in between. No clue what this is about. I know it's multi-POV'd. Does that help? Let's read. When destiny calls, there's no fighting back. Kieran grew up in the slums of Kor, a thief and minstrel son raised on tales of long-lost princes and magnificent quests. When he is claimed against his will as the missing son of a treasonous prince, Kieran finds him at the mercy of his new family's ruthless power plays and political ambitions. Ooh, politics. Practically a prisoner, Kieran discovers that being a long-lost prince is nothing like what the storybooks promise. The storybooks have lied about a lot of other things too. Dragons, demons, gods, prophecies, true love, and how the hero always wins. Then again, maybe he isn't the hero after all, for Kieran is not destined to save the empire. He's destined to destroy it. This sounds so good! Jade, thank you for falling in love with this so quickly that I had to buy it. I'm gonna drop everything and read it. Okay, if this isn't on your TBR, please put this on your TBR and read it with me. Let's buddy read. It's not that chunky. It looks big. It really does look big, but oh, there's a pronunciation guide. I like that. Oh, like a good pronunciation guide. That's cool. Okay, the pronunciation guide is on page 540. So it's really not that big. It looks chunky. Look at that flop. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah. So my buddy read this with me. And then another one I got recently. I don't know why I keep saying this as if we don't know that I just got all of these recently. We Hunt the Flame by Hafsar Fazal. I said that so wrong, and I'm so sorry I butchered that. This is a hefty book. Like, there's no flop to it, really, unless I, like, force it to flop. This is hefty. Like, it feels heavy. It's only 400 pages. Like, this feels so much heavier than this. I don't understand. How? Paper quality? I honestly don't know what this is. I know that there's a desert setting, and I'm in love with a desert setting. Like, any kind of extreme weather, I'm here for. And I think that there's some kind of enemies to lover in this, which I do like that too. And, ooh, that's a pretty map. Oh, and she disguises herself as a man, which I like that kind of trope too. I want to read more books with that trope. So far, I've only read Spin the Dawn, and I didn't like Spin the Dawn. It had potential, but the pacing was just too off for me, and I just didn't like it. So I want to read more where they're like, a woman is disguising herself as a man. And then we have a Prince of Death. I'm pretty sure they fall in love. There's that one. We Hunt the Flame is everywhere. So I told you I go into books like blind. Like, something about it grabs my attention. I want to read it, and that's all. We have The Prairie of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I've never read a Samantha Shannon book. I have The Bone Season also. I think that's by her, right? Where are you? Yeah, I have The Bone Season by her. But this one definitely excites me more than that one does. I specifically got that one because it was on, I think, Maddie's creator list for whatever you want-a-thon, and so I wanted to read that because I trust all these people that I watch. It's opinion. I also don't know what this is about. When this first came out, I tried to listen to the audiobook, and I just kept getting so confused that I had to put it down, and I decided I wanted to read it in physical format, maybe with the audiobook going along, since I have it on Audible. This is a hefty book. It's a little floppy. Pretty impressive for how hefty it is. This is a long one, like 800 pages. Can you hear that? Books. I know that there's dragons and that there are water dragons and some court. That's about it. Assassins. I'm reading the back and I got Queen. I love royalties. Conceiving a daughter to protect her realm from destruction reminds me of politics, but assassins are getting close to our door. Assassins. Outside our court. Yeah, politics. Hidden Society of Mages. Dragon Rider. Also want to read more dragon books. If you know dragon books. I just feel like this is gonna be like a good political fantasy with like so many good fantastical elements. It's just big. Just big. Not that all of my favorite books aren't big. I love it. I like call this my favorite shelf, but like Malice I haven't read. I just like the way they look together. Okay. From there, I picked up speaking of Legacy of Ash. Can you put me in focus? Thank you. I picked up Legacy of Steel and Legacy of Light after I finished Legacy of Ash because I loved it so much. I had to get the next books. I'm not going to explain these books to you because 1, I know nothing about what these ones are about and those would be spoilers. 2, if you watched my recent wrap up, it took me, I have 10 minutes of footage of me trying to summarize Legacy of Ash to you. It was so incredible, but it is so distinct with so many different important elements that I couldn't tell you the major plot. All I'm really going to say is that the Tressian Republic is falling and war is coming to its battle, but instead of uniting against the front, the Council of Ruling Families starts to plot against each other, and then elsewhere in the Tressian Republic, there is some serious rebellion happening. That's it. It's a military fantasy, and it's beautiful. Beautiful. I can't wait to dive into these. I've heard no one talk about this series, but I loved it, and I heard one person say that the second book is better than the first, and they loved the first, so I'm very excited. I bought a lot of books. Then I have the Inheritance games. I went to the bookstore and specifically bought a lot of YA fantasy because I've been reading a lot of those epic fantasy series, and I just need some smaller books to push me through when I'm too involved in the high epic ones that I love. Sometimes it's nice to slow down with a good YA. I saw Cody's Book Corner say that she really enjoyed this one, and so I picked it up. What I think this is a book is our main character inherits a big fortune from a billionaire that dies, but the catch is she has to go to his, home and live there, but his house is just full of riddles, secret passages, and just so many secrets. Then his grandchildren that didn't inherit the money think she's there for the wrong reasons, that she's up to no good, and it's just this tug-of-war battle. Yeah, that's what I think happens. I purchased Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Elston. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I don't read a lot of middle grade, but Believe-a-thon is next month, and so I needed at least one middle grade to read. And I picked up this one. It'll go to my cousin afterwards, and this one has trials in it. I don't know much. I think she has to compete in some trials. That's it. Now she's looking for her missing brother, and she finds out she has magic. And there's an evil magician threatening the supernatural world, and people think she's the enemy. This sounds good. I'm excited to read it. I just don't pick up middle grade because I like a dark book. Some wholesome content is never a bad idea. Oh, and Roe, Wandering Through Worlds, loved that one. And I trust her. From there, I got Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This book has been everywhere lately. I've never read it. I think that it's everywhere because she just came out with a new book set in this world. Again, another YA fantasy to get me through it. I don't know much. I know that there's a carnival called Caraval and that our main character goes, and it's like this carnival that involves the audience in it, and she just has to figure out, like, she's in it and then she doesn't realize what's real and what's not, and there's like danger if she doesn't figure out what's real, and that's literally all I know, and she got to figure out by midnight. It sounds good. I know lots of people who love it. Some of my Bookstagram friends, this is some of their favorite series. I picked up Sabrel by Garth Nix. I've been wanting to pick this book up for so long because, again, Roe by Wandering Through Worlds, she loves it. She says it's one of her favorite books. It's old. I hate the way this book looks. It's so ugly. And the rest, like, this is the nicest looking one. The rest are uglier. So I have been wanting to pick it up for so long, but I have stopped myself. I don't know why, but something about me not enjoying the way it looks has really been stopping me. I don't know what this is. I know that Sabrel has to help her dad. Sabrel has to help her dad who's trapped in death. That's all I know. As a child, Sabrel was sent across the wall to Encelstier to safety. Now 18 years old, she receives a cryptic and desperate message from her father, the Abhorsen, the magical protector whose task it is to bind and send back to death those who won't stay dead. Fiercely determined to help her father, who is perilously trapped in death, and save him from the sinister free magic entity that has somehow ensnared him, Sabrel must prepare to enter death herself and find her destiny. Enter the Old Kingdom, a world of dark secrets and dangerous magic. Leigh Bardugo and Sarah J. Maas have a blurb on it too. And then the last book on this massive haul of fantasy books is Witch Sign by Den Patrick. I don't know a lot about this book. What really got me is it says at the back, it has been 75 years since the dragon's rule of fire and magic was ended. Out of the ashes, the Salamander Empire was born. I want more dragon books. I don't know if dragons will come to this, but I'm hoping it will eventually. Not in this book probably, but in later on in the series. What I think this book is about is when you're young, someone comes to check to see if you have this power, the witch sign. If you do, you're taken away to never be seen again. And so this is the journey, but I believe this is from her brother's point of view, and then his sister from the brothers. This is told from the brother's point of view, and it's his sister that has the witch sign when they come. I don't know if you get both point of views, but that also really intrigued me. I like the idea of that. Yeah, I think you get a couple POVs in this, which will be cool. I love a multi-POV'd. And it, like, says he's prepared to I'm going to read this to you. Okay, since then, the tyrannical Synoid has worked hard to banish all manifestations of the arcane from existence. Children are still born bearing the taint of magic, known to all as witch sign. But vigilantes are sent out across the continent of Winterkveld to test young ones. Any child found with witch sign is spirited away, never to be seen again. When Vigilance appears in the Steiner's village, a small and bleak gathering of houses buffeted by a black sea, he doesn't fear for himself, he fears for Kajel, his sister. Kajel has always been different, wild, touched by something mythical. He is prepared to sacrifice everything to protect her, and he may have to, for many gods help those who bear the sign of the witch. Oh, for many gods, not many. That's it. Those are all the books I have purchased recently that are fantasy. I have picked up a bunch of horror books, but I didn't put them on this. I kept this mainly fantasy. Maybe I'll do another one with horror books. Okay, that's it. If you thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and you made it this far and you want to leave a comment down below, but you have nothing to comment, you can leave me an emoji. Let's do, what about a bird? Is there a bird? Leave me a bird emoji or a book. Always just leave me a book. Thank you so much. Make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. If you're excited about any of these books, please tell me, and tell me more books to buy. I have a buying book addiction, so help it. Give me more. Yeah, thanks for watching. I have no more energy. I'm gonna go watch TV all night, drink wine, and eat candy and leftover ham and turkey. That's it. Oh, if you want, check out these videos. And have a wonderful day. Okay.